Well folks, it's that time again. I've had another match and I've had a few more players level up. So it's time to give them their skills. As you can see, our star player of the Dwarves in Chaos, the Bull Centaur Thargan Hoofstomp, has reached level 3 already. 16 SPP, and he's ready for another level up. You may remember I gave him block previously because he's kind of a strong person with strength 4. Giving him block is a pretty good idea. And I want to bash with him to get more SPP. So let's see what the dice has decided that he gets today. A 4 and a 5. That was so close to being useful. And yet so far away. If you don't know Blood Bowl, basically, had I gotten 2 5s, it would have been a double, so I could have gotten him some other types of skills, like agility skills, or passing skills, or I could have gotten him a catch, which would have been great, since I do like passing to my Bull Centaur now and again, to give him the ball and make it really difficult for my opponents to actually get the ball away from me, as well as he's my fastest player with movement allowance 6 and able to go for it 3 times, making his movement allowance 9 if I want to take the risk, which is not that much of a risk since he has sure feet. But let's choose a skill for him. So we could go with Sure Hands. The game kind of recommends that, and it's not a bad thing to have on a Bull Centaur when you want him to have, like, be a ball carrier as well as like other stuff. But I have a specific thing that I want for him, and it's going to help me throughout the game, and it's also going to help me against my next opponent, I believe. Actually, let's see here. Yes. I could go for Mighty Blow. Break Tackle isn't that bad. It'd basically give him an agility 4 for dodging out of the way instead of his agility 2, since it would go on his strength, like you can read in that little description of the thing here. So he'd basically be an elf in regards to getting out of situations where I actually want to dodge him, but you know, he's a Bull Centaur, he can bash his way out of the situation. At least that's how I use them. No, what I want for my Bull Centaur is to make him a big pain in the butt for my opponents. And Mighty Blow could do that. It'd help him get injuries and earn him more SPP, and that would all be goodies. It'd be great. I'd love to have it. I could also have Guard on him, which again would be a really useful skill to have on him. But for sheer annoyance and basically taking him away from ball carrying a little bit so that other players can gain SPP from touchdowns, and making him more of a bashy character / character to use to tie up my opponent's teammates, we're gonna go with Stand Firm. And if you don't know what Stand Firm does, a player with this skill may choose to not be pushed back as a result of a block. So a pushback does not push him back, and if he's knocked down, he's knocked down in the same square. He does not move from his square, except if the opponent is blitzing him and has Juggernaut, which I don't believe anyone in this league does. So we're going with Stand Firm. You may also notice that since he's level 3 now, he's got a much cooler hat. That thing is awesome. He's got this little mask thing, makes him look like an evil superhero type thing, the anti-hero of this team, if you will. He's kind of awesome now. Yeah, look at that. Look at it. Look at its glory and marvel. Okay, that's enough of that. So yeah, we have a block and Stand Firm Bull Centaur, and as you can see, it'd take a lot of SPP to get him to another rank up, which is why I basically go for Stand Firm instead of Mighty Blow. If this was a longer league, like if there was more of a chance for me to actually get him another rank, I would probably have gone with Mighty Blow instead, just to increase his chances of gaining SPP through injuries. But since the league is kind of short, I believe I only have 3 more matches, and if I make it into the playoffs, then I have the playoff matches as well, which would be, I believe there'd be 3 matches there, and then if I go to the finals, there's the finals. But that's a lot of ifs, and I have no idea how far I'm going to get in this league. Nothing is certain yet. And so giving him Stand Firm right now seems like the best choice for me. And since he didn't roll a double, and he didn't roll like 10, 11 or 12, which would have allowed me to get things like movement allowance, armor value, agility plus or strength plus, then Stand Firm was the best choice in my opinion. And as you can see here, I'd need agility or passing, I'd need to roll doubles in order to get. But we also have Runt Underbite, the star player of the previous match. He did an awesome job. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you obviously didn't see that match, go watch it. I'm telling you, go watch it. It was awesome. He did awesome. He was an awesome player. I believe I told Variax when I made this, like in my first match against him, like, Runt Underbite, you just watch him. He might be the runt of the litter, the underdog and everything, but he's gonna rise up, and boy did he rise up. Yeah, go watch it. It's good. So let's see what we can give him. I already have my dodgy Purge Lowbrow over here, who is going to be the ball carrier unless Runt Underbite does something amazing here, like +1 to agility or something, which is almost like having dodge for dodging purposes. So it's better for picking up the ball. It's not as awesome for stuff like, well, dodging purposes, since you get an extra reroll and such, but a +1 to agility would make him my ball carrier, no doubt. Let's see what we get. We get a game that's trolling me. Fair enough. 5 and a 4. God damn it, game. Why? So, as you can see, I can only get general skills on him. I'd go for Sure Hands, have him pick it up, and then pass it over to my dodge character. That could be a thing. It's not something that I have a great chance of doing, however. Shadowing would be an interesting skill to have, especially, let's see, we have a lot of low agility teams, and we have a lot of medium agility teams, so shadowing would be nice. Fend would be more of a survivability thing, which he's not really valuable enough for me yet to go for survivability skills on him. Dauntless would be kind of useless. I'd rather have that on like a dwarf or something, if ever, but the thing about Dauntless, I don't like it personally. I might get it on one character if I see the need to, but I usually don't see the need to, because, well, you can read the description yourself and you'll see what it do, but it's basically a chance of getting it easier to get big people with high strength down, and since he doesn't have block or anything, Dauntless would be a real waste on him. That's that. Tackle is nice. I'm going up against a few teams that are dodgy, but then again, he's a hobgoblin and he doesn't even have block yet, so no. Pass block. Now there's an interesting move. Who passes in this league? There are a few people who do passes in this league. pass block would be an interesting thing to have. It would be a very interesting thing to have. So would kick. I do want a person with kick, and I want a hobgoblin to have kick. So we're gonna give him kick. Kick is something I like to have early in my teams, just because it gives me a lot more of a strategic placement for my kickoffs. So I can place those a bit more to where I want them to be. And that is probably why I'm most likely going to take kick, yes. He shall receive kick. I know he did amazing in the last game, and kick is probably not the skill he should be picking up for such an amazing achievement as what he had during that match. But here's the thing. He's the only hobgoblin who's leveled up, besides the person who got dodge, and I need a person with kick. And I need a hobgoblin with kick. So there you go. Tough breaks. It's as simple as that. He can still do all of his amazing stuff. He can just do amazing kicks now too. And as you can see, I have a decent treasury of 90,000 gold space fantasy bucks. I also have a really huge team value, and that's going to bite me in the ass. Why is that going to bite me in the ass, you may ask? Well, it's going to bite me in the ass simply because of the fact that no one else in this league has that much of a team value right now. I have the highest team value unless someone really got a lot of level ups or bought new players that I'm not aware of, which could happen. Who knows? But that means that they're going to have a lot of petty cash when going up against me, and that is going to give them an equalizer going towards being an actual benefit, or well, not benefit. What am I talking about? Use your correct words, Acciyn. It's probably, when used correctly, there are some of the things that you can get for your petty cash that would be an outright advantage over me. So we'll see what happens, but that is the upgrades for this turn. And as you can see, this is my team so far. We have one little hobgoblin over here who hasn't been allowed to do anything. Gax Snotron has 1 SPP, I believe. No, yeah, there's only one way he could have gotten that. He passed the ball to someone and made it. And you may notice First Phase the Impaler, our mighty Minotaur, has managed to impale 2 people so far in one match. It's a pretty strong start for him. I only need to impale 1 more person and then he will level up. I also have my Chunt Goldrinker. My Chaos Dwarf blocker is 1 SPP away from leveling up. Looking forward to that. Thalic Facekill and Darthan Grumrush are going to have to step it up a notch if they want enough SPP to actually level up within this series, which I'm hoping they do. I want at least every Chaos Dwarf blocker at level 2 to have guard on each and every one of them. And Khmer Skullcrush has crushed 1 skull so far, which is okay. It's nice. It's 2 SPP. He needs either 2 more injuries inflicted on the opponents, or he needs what's it called? He needs to be the star player, the MVP of the match, and then he'll level up. So we'll see where it goes from here. Dran Smolkin. Oh, I almost want to fire him. That's a tough decision. I almost want to fire Dran Smolkin simply due to the fact that he is 40 team value that I really don't need right now. He doesn't really bring anything to the table for the team except for being a person on the sidelines. And that's just it. I don't need people on the sidelines. I rarely get injuries on this team, thanks to our incredible armor value. If anything, it's the hobgoblins, and the hobgoblins I don't care that much about, because I have my bull centaur to pick up the ball should he need to. But then again, that would mean that I would have 3 hobgoblins out for one match, and I try to be as safe as possible with them to make sure they don't get blocked all that often, to reduce the chance of that happening. So this is... Dran Smallkin, do I keep you on the team or do I fire you? That's a tough choice. That is definitely a tough choice. I think I'm gonna keep him for now. I just feel bad if I kick him out now. I've grown attached to the little guy for some odd reason. I don't know. Nah, I'm gonna keep him there, just in case. It's good to have, I suppose. And as for my treasury, I'm not gonna spend any of it. I'm gonna save it for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to inflate my team value anymore, because that would just give my opponents more petty cash in the matches against me. And secondly, I can't afford a reroll. I just can't. They cost 140. They're more expensive than my bull centaurs. So no, that's not happening. I could go for cheerleaders or assistant coaches. Assistant coaches would be great, but again, I'd want 2 of them, which would cost me 20,000 of my 90,000, and it would also increase my team value by 20, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna save it for at least 1 match. I'll see where everyone else is spending their monies, and if I feel comfortable enough, since I will have the winnings from next match, whether I win or lose, I'm still gonna get a little bit of money from it. I could buy a second bull centaur. If I do, Dran Smallkin and probably Gax Snotrun as well are kicked off the team, because that'd just be too much team value too early for this league. I can't afford having my opponents get that much petty cash against me. That's just not gonna happen. So if I do a second bull centaur, then I'm kicking 2 hobgoblins off the team. If, however, I don't, then I'll still have a good little war chest saved up in the unlikely event that one of my people die, which is a possibility. It's unlikely, thanks again to the armor value, but it's a possibility. I do have an apothecary. They don't always work, as some people who have played Blood Bowl will surely know. So yeah, that's a bit of future planning and an insight for you guys, I guess, into my strategies behind why I make the choices I do, and why I'm stupid enough to keep Dran Smallkin on the team, even though I clearly should kick him out to reduce my team value. But I'm keeping him for now. It's always good to have one person on the sidelines. I could have a hobgoblin who gets injured during a match or knocked out and doesn't get back up, and you know, it's another body on the field. It's a way to ensure that if I get one person off the field, I will still have a full team. Admittedly a less effective team, but it's still a full team. So there we go. That is this week's little team update for you, and I hope you're still enjoying the matches and the Blood Bowl series as a whole, and I will see you next week for another Blood Bowl team update, assuming that anyone levels up. If I don't upload an update video, then no one leveled up. That's the reason why. So, see you all next time.